Welcome to Reddit Reader. Has someone ever challenged you to something that they didn't know you were an expert at? If so, how did it turn out for you and them? A buddy of mine was at a concert in bad seats and started complaining about it via Twitter. All of a sudden, the band starts reading some tweets and calls my friend up to sit on stage for a couple songs. They sit him at the piano, and during the next song, they jokingly go, "Okay, piano solo." The crowd laughs for a second, but then my buddy just starts jamming out as he plays piano in his band. Talk about a dream moment getting to play with your favorite band. Reminds me of an awesome YouTube video from a couple years back. In a Keith Urban concert, this young dude gets called up on stage since his girlfriend was holding up a sign saying it's his birthday and wished to play guitar with Keith. For those that don't know, KU is an amazing guitar player. Anyway, the dude gets up there and Keith hands him his guitar, pretty much everyone expecting either a choke job or a mediocre attempt, but the dude proceeds to freaking shred. Keith was like, WTF, and he immediately calls back the band, who had just gone on break, and they played the full song with the dude owning the all parts including the solo. Just an amazing gotcha moment, in front of probably 15,000 people. I was out skating in my driveway one day, practicing a difficult trick, for me, over a 6-inch tall board. I had it on its side, trying to land the trick from only 6 inches in height, and I kept screwing it up for a good hour. IIRC. I was trying to land a 360 heel flip, and I always had trouble with that trick because I skate goofy to begin with. My neighbor must have been watching because he comes out, grabs the board I'm jumping over, and turns it on its side so now it's 2 feet tall. He pulls a $100 bill out of his wallet and says, "If you can jump over the board and land it, then I'll give this to you." What he didn't know is that I was shitty at the trick I was practicing, but among my skater friends I was known for my ridiculous ollie height. I'm not very tall, but I could put my knees to my chest in a jump and clear 30 inches regularly. So I took the bet, backed way off, took a running start, cleared the board, stuck the landing, and came to a screeching sideways stop about 6 inches from him. He knew he got played and just laughed while he gave me the money. Good thing, too, because I needed a new deck right then pretty badly. Not me, but my brother and best friend. We were in Baltimore for a baseball weekend in 2009 and hanging out at a bar across the Camden Yards. They had a Silver Strike bowling video game. At our local bar back in Boston, we had one as well. I'm decent at the game, but my brother and buddy were f***ing amazing at this game. Bowling 300 games and whatnot. So, 2 dudes are playing the game and drinking. We ask them if we can play when they're done. They ask if we want to play them. We said sure. My brother and buddy destroy these guys, like it wasn't even close. These dudes said it was a fluke and they wanted a rematch, but this time for a round of beers. Again, Annihilation City, but they kept wanting to play, to eventually win a game. No lie, after 13 rounds of beers, they finally gave up. They were great guys. We saw them the next day at the same bar, and they walked up to us with beers in hand already and said, rematch. To this day, we still hang out with them whenever we go to Baltimore, and to this day, they have never won. I once challenged a girl who was a friend of foosball, not knowing she grew up with a table in her house and older brothers. I even jokingly put money on the game. Well, I learned a bit about humility that night. The icing on the cake was when she drove me to an ATM to get her the money. That's a brutal finishing move. While I'd never claim I was an expert, I used to be pretty damn good at pool. My aunt and uncle had a pool table downstairs, and my parents, for a variety of reasons, would go over regularly and spend all day there. There was nothing else for me and my brother to do, so we just played pool all day for years. Eventually we got bored and saw that he had a book on trick shots, so we started doing that for fun. Never really mastered them, but they made for really good practice in understanding how to get the ball to do what you want. So anyway, for my buddy's 20th birthday, he wanted to go to a pool hall and invited a ton of people. Then he told me it was going to be a tournament, drinks for individual games, and a 50-50 type of deal for the winner. He gets half regardless because it was his birthday. Insisted I come, and I caved eventually. Get there, first game, they break, and that was the only shot they got. Rest of mine were pretty similar. At the end, I just looked at him. Told you not to invite me. Found out after that a bunch of them had never even played pool before. Felt pretty bad, so I took the money and bought everyone drinks with it. Don't forget to like this video if you liked it, dislike if you disliked it, and subscribe so you don't miss our next upload.